Hi everyone. You want to take a seat when we get started? Welcome to SunLIT, Guernica's June book launch. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Anna Geisler. I'm a publicist here at Guernica. It's great to see you all despite the ugly weather. It was great that so many of you could make it out here today, so we're very happy to see you all here today. We have a stellar lineup today. We'll be launching 7 new releases. Navy Blue by Steve Mahar. The Eel by David MacKinnon. Love is a Very Long Word by Majlinda Bashllari. Middle-Aged Boys and Girls by Diane, Bracuk. A Mingus Lullaby by Dane, Swan. Weather Permitting and Other Stories by Pratap, Reddy. And A Still Life by Bernlef, translated by Rollins.
Our desire to go to the cinema was the first sign of winter. New heroes arrived in town, and the playground in front of our building lost its importance. It was a love story in war, too heavy for our little hearts, too intense for our silky minds. Famous stars from a foreign country, pretty faces, messy syntax, strange gestures. This cold theater, dark all the time, shadows jumping from the walls, creaking of wooden chairs, air warmed by childish breaths. We were sitting there, uncomfortable, as in a painful sleep, in a bed of cacti, stuck on floors, in the teeth of night.
Saltcar seconds. Not for what he was, one-armed legionnaire, millionaire 3 times over, bankrupt, tracker of African Brazilian tales, inventor of French modern poetry, thief of Chagall's paintings, drinking pal of Modigliani.
Anand was whiling away a lazy Sunday morning, seated on an easy chair in the veranda of his house in Hyderabad and reading the local daily, the Deccan Chronicle. As he turned over a page, an advertisement about a seminar on immigration to Canada caught his eye. He decided to attend the seminar and check it out. There was no harm, he told himself, in seeing what it was all about. Archana, his unprotesting wife, agreed to accompany him. She combed her hair into a tight plait and wore a gold-bordered silk sari as if they were going to a temple.
Uncle Carl, a home movie. Saw a home movie today. Uncle Carl caught unawares in a small boat near the lakes. 3 weeks later, he was dead, no longer susceptible to celluloid. How good it would be to have a movie of his dying as the projectionist, reeling off his last breath in slow motion, the fogging of his eyes, the falling of that hand along the iron bedstead, showing it again and again, or at top speed, so that Uncle Carl's dying would take on something merry, a rollicking dance on a creaking bed, the embrace of an invisible woman who kisses him awake on the green. The eyes again turn their gaze, looking into the lens. The hand fronting. Uncle Carl is alive. Uncle Carl is dead.
Standing at the Kinko's counter, Jane Wilding found herself in the unprecedented position of waiting to be served. She had just driven 2 hours from her home in Collingwood for a modeling edition and needed to get old photographs of herself copied. Kinko's was a nice cube in Toronto's annex, half filled with students milling about the self-serve machines. Leather portfolio in hand, she had headed toward the back counter, where 5 young men were operating copiers. At the counter, they absently glanced up as she approached, then looked back down at what they were doing. At the counter, she positioned herself under a sign saying orders and waited for 1, 2, or 3 of the men to spring up and help her. But they calmly continued working, punching instructions on computer screens, unwrapping bricks of paper.
God needed 7 days of 7 priests playing 7 horns, circling the city of Jericho 13 times to make the city walls tumble. All I need is 1 turntable with 1 fresh stylus and 1 mint-condition copy of Meditations for Inner Peace. She needed priests with 7 horns in 7 days to do what Charles got Lonnie to do in 1, create a sermon with his horn, become rabbi and pastor, turn the masses into a congregation, lead them to conviction, raise them with the Spirit, hold them to the chorus, have them bursting at the seams, wishing to testify, shake their souls, make walls fall. There was no Holy Ark of the Covenant in Monterey, just an upright double bass that sang the angelic lullaby of a cello as our worship's introduction, a sonic miracle birthed from Mingus's hand.
I dreamed I kissed the bag lady and my tongue went black and swollen. I dreamed I was being born with a rattlesnake round my throat. I dreamed a knife in my back. I dreamed a pistol in my pocket, and 1,000 chickens on the roof, and a battlefield of blind children. I dreamed the North Star spoke my name. I dreamed I was in the medicine show, and my mouth shot dust in Cowboy's face. I dreamed it was next Sunday, and I was in church, and the preacher was a cyclops, and he had horns the size of fence posts. I dreamed I was real sick, and my hair was falling out, and the nurse kept feeding me Jell-O. I dreamed Sweet Baby got run over by a truck, so he had no legs, and he wouldn't stop laughing. I dreamed I was dirt poor, and my only friends were gypsies. I dreamed I climbed the tallest birch, and I couldn't get back down. I dreamed I ate a spider for supper, and it laid eggs inside my stomach. I dreamed a horse kicked me in the belly, and it hurt so bad I crapped blood. I dreamed I was Tarzan. I dreamed I was King Arthur. I dreamed I was combing the hairs on Grandpa's chest. I dreamed the killer was licking my fingers. I dreamed I was catching water in a bucket, and it felt like early spring, and the lightning bolts were lasers, and the raindrops hit the metal like a hummingbird. I dreamed I had the shotgun, and the pigs were in the shed waiting. I dreamed I saw David naked, and he got real mad and said we wasn't brothers no more. I dreamed I was dead at high noon. I dreamed the hangman was my father, but my mother was an angel, so I met her minutes later.